Hi, I'm Nick and this is the TBT channel, and welcome to this video on the Pro Sport. Should you buy an Air Arms Pro Sport? That is the question we're going to be looking at today and hopefully answering. A little bit of history. The Pro Sport came out in 1996. It was developed by and designed by Ken Turner. A lot of people say a copy is a cruel word. It's a homage to the Venom Mach 2 rifle, which it does bear a resemblance to. That's no bad thing. I mean, the Venom Mark 2 rifle is, I don't know, is it the best air rifle ever made? Is it the most desirable air rifle ever made? Certainly one of the top three. I think the other two are Mac rifles as well. But being able to buy a production rifle that even looks similar is a very good thing. Now, in 1996 this came out, and from day one this had the 99mm stroke of the TX Mark III. The TXs came out, they started with an 86mm stroke, which was perfect for the UK, then went to a 99 that this one has. But from day one this was FAC capable. This is about a 16 foot-pound rifle. I will be testing that because that is the limit here where I am before I would need to license it. So we'll be testing what it goes up to in the future. This one is firing at 11.2 at the moment, and very, very nicely. I don't know what's inside of it. I haven't had a chance to take it apart yet. I only picked it up yesterday. So it's going to be interesting when I get to take this apart to see what's inside of here, because it shoots better than I remember a standard one of these shooting. So maybe it isn't standard, but there's no stickers or markers on the outside to tell me. The gun itself I managed to get cheap. It's got the bluings worn. It's completely gone in some places, a few scratches, dints on the beach stock, marks to the bottom there from the cabinet, things like that, which don't really matter to me because I want the gun to work on. And I want the gun to shoot, because this is, I think, it might be my 4th or 5th Pro Sport. I love a Pro Sport, but I can't cock a Pro Sport very easily, so I tend to buy them, love them, and then get frustrated and sell them. This one's going to be different. This time it's going to be different. This time I want to try and actually make it right for me, but we'll see how I do with that over the coming videos. So 1996 it came out, FAC capable, which means in standard form, like the TX200, it isn't perfect for 12 foot-pounds. A lot of people like it. Most people will never change it. But if you see the HFT guns out there, for a start, they're not Pro Sports. They're all TX200s, presumably because they're cheaper. So it's the 99mm stroke with a 12 foot-pound limit isn't great. The accuracy of this, same as with all Air Arms and pretty much all Fireark, the accuracy is a given. You buy one of these, it will be accurate. The accuracy is purely the relationship between the barrel and the projectile. No amount of tuning will change its fundamental accuracy, but it will change the way that you can access that accuracy by reducing lock times, reducing recoil, things like that. So it's not a target gun, and at £859 for the beach stock version, it's quite expensive for a field gun. But I would argue that it is possibly the most beautiful spring-powered factory off-the-shelf air rifle that you can currently buy. I certainly can't think of anything off the top of my head that makes me feel the way these do. It's stunningly beautiful. But £839, that is, sorry, £859. The walnut version is £939. These are prices I've looked up today on Sportsman Gun Centre, simply because I use Sportsman Gun Centre because I know they're quite competitive. I don't know if they're the cheapest or not, or most expensive, but they do a very wide range of air rifles. So when I do price comparisons, I use them because then I'm comparing apples with apples. You know, they're from the same place, so the comparative prices will be similar. But we're talking for the walnut, the nicer stock, neck end of £1,000 for a spring powered air rifle, and that is a lot of money. But if you want a Pro Sport, only a Pro Sport's going to do. What are you going to do? Buy an Air Sporter instead? Oh, do me a favour. So this is a gun you buy with your heart, not your head, I think. Certainly for me it is, because I love them, I adore them, they shoot fantastically, they're very easy to work on, like the TX. But I find just it's the fulcrums here. Okay, so when you do, a lot of people don't like this lever. Okay, oh, it's silver, it's aluminium, it's this, it's that. Well, it is. Now, this is an old gun that's been used a lot. People say, well, it might not be strong enough. I can see no sign at all of any wear or stretch in there. But for me, it's too close to my body. I'm bringing my arm in too, you know, it's not ideal. Up there, you've got an arc. Down here, you're kind of scrunching down. Maybe that's technique. Maybe I can change that, but I certainly can't use that shoulder to do it at the moment. But another advantage of this actually over the TX is you can actually cock and load this with two hands, because you can cock it with that hand, load it with that hand, and then return it, where it's, you know, there's no anti-bear trap there to faff around with, although there is an anti-bear trap. Now this is important actually for all Pro Sport owners. This part is important. If you've been tinkering with your gun, tuning it, changing it, or just cleaning it, when you put it back together, if you've added one too many power washers, for example, the gun won't cock. Okay, so you go to cock it, the arm comes back so far, it goes click, but then it won't come back any further, so you can't actuate the trigger, so it's trapped in that limbo. You know, the arm's out here, and you can return it, but the arm's out there, you can't fire it off, and the spring's compressed. Now, that is a dangerous situation to be in, okay? Very dangerous situation to be in. And I have heard of people actually removing the trigger block while the spring is compressed inside of there. That is insanely dangerous. Please, please, please don't ever do that. And I'll show you won't have to do that. Fortunately, my customers, if they get into that situation, tend to contact me, and I can tell them what I'm about to tell you. And this is important. If you're down the range and you see somebody with a Pro Sport, point this out to them, because there's a good chance they don't know. There is an anti-bear trap release on this gun, okay? On the TX200, it's there. You push it in, you can decock the rifle. With this one, the anti-bear trap is underneath the lever. Now, I'm probably thinking about this out loud. I'm probably going to do a little insert here showing where it is and how to do it, but it is a two-person job. Okay, so what it is you will have cocked the gun and the arm is stuck in this position, okay, and the spring is under tension, but you can't get it back far enough to actuate the trigger. Now, underneath here, let me pull that down. You can't see it. I will have to do a little insert, but inside of here there's a little button, okay? It just looks like a little knob of metal, and you don't think it's anything, but that is actually the anti-bear trap, and that is pressed down by the return of the arm, which is when you can then fire the gun. So what you need to do with it stuck in that position, hold on to the barrel with that hand, take the spring tension with this arm, and then get another person using a screwdriver or something similar, not their finger, to reach into there and push down that button. Okay, so I'm actually going to insert a close-up of that here. Okay, if you grab the front of the gun, we'll take it up, catch it on the anti-bear trap. There. Now, the spring is cocked, or the spring is compressed, but the trigger won't fire it off. So if you're stuck in this position, what we need to do is, pass me a screwdriver a second, that's your anti-bear trap release there, okay, that little dibble. So I'm going to take the spring pressure, and then Karen is going to push that down, and we'll be able to safely return the lever. So I'll take this brake, Hang on. Hang on. There we are. Sorry, it was on the trigger. Press it down. There we go. You can move it now. And that has now returned the gun to a safe position. And there we are. That is how you safely decock or take a Pro Sport off of the anti-bear trap. So let's get back to the main question. Should you buy a Air Arms Pro Sport for £859 for the beach stock, £939 for the walnut stock? If you want a Pro Sport, if you have the money, nothing else will do. You know, it's one of those accept no substitute things. Buy it. It's gorgeous, it's lovely, it's a lot of money, but it'll hold its value. That's another thing. When you look for second-hand ones of these, generally if they've been well looked after, they're still very expensive. This one was cheap. It's been used, and the guy I got it off of has used it, he's loved it, and he's had it for a long time, long time. In fact, I've got the receipt. I'll be able to tell you in the description what age this one is. But we're going to take it apart. We're going to see what we can do with it in future videos. Every video I do on this, I'm going to bang on about that anti-bear trap, because if just one person doesn't try and take the rear off of this with a compressed spring, it will have been worth my time doing that. If you want what I think is currently the world's best looking spring powered air rifle, and if you can afford it, buy one of these. But be aware, it's not as easy to cock as some rifles, but it shoots as well as anything else out there. Please like, subscribe, hit notifications. Thank you very much for watching. Watch out for the next ones on these, where I will be taking them apart. We'll have a look inside. We'll see what's inside this one, because it shoots so nicely. And I will see you all again next time. Thank you and goodbye.